It's Q&A time. Last time I made a Q&A was about 4-ish months ago, and a lot has changed since then. I posted a video on my TikTok asking you guys to ask me some questions, so let's answer them. Don't mind this stain right here, it's from my daughter. I don't know how I got it, but we're gonna have to deal with it. I do have my laptop right here just so I can read all of the questions off of it. Alright, let's get started. I literally have a list of questions right here, so I'm just gonna start from the top and work my way down. Really quick before we get started, if you're new here, I did get pregnant and have my daughter at 17, so I'm assuming most of these questions are gonna be based off of that. I didn't read the questions yet because I wanted them to be a surprise and for my answer to be raw and real. Okay, now let's actually get started. First question, if you told your parents you were having another baby, what do you think they would say? I honestly think that my dad would not be thrilled about it, and he would definitely have a couple things he would say to me. My mom, on the other hand, I think she would be happy for me. I think she would definitely say that we could have waited a little bit longer, maybe until I was actually living in my own place. But I do think that they would both be really supportive about it. How did you tell Mitch when you got pregnant? What was his reaction? Mitch is my boyfriend, for anyone who doesn't know, and he did used to live in Florida for about a year, which was a good chunk of time. I do have a story time on this up on my TikTok if you want to go find that somewhere. It's more in depth. But basically, Mitch flew home a couple days after Christmas just to spend some time with us, and we were sitting in my truck at the time, and I took a pregnancy test and it came back positive. So he was there with me. His reaction was honestly what I would expect when you're finding out that you're going to be a dad at 19 years old. I don't know if this is exposing him, but he did cry. I was just kind of sitting there laughing because I was in shock. If you want to know that whole story, go over to my TikTok. Again, I have it there somewhere. I kind of already just answered this question, but what was your first thought when you found out you were pregnant? Honestly, I'm really bad in situations like that, so I just sat there and I laughed, and I was genuinely just in shock. I kind of, in a weird way, I wanted this to happen. People are so gonna judge me here with what I'm about to say, but when I was younger, I literally dreamed of being a young mom. Maybe not a teen mom, but I did dream of being a young mom, so in a way, my dreams are coming true. If that makes any sense at all. What made you test for pregnancy? Did you have any symptoms, and how far along were you? My periods were coming pretty regularly at the time. They didn't used to, but they did at this time. I noticed that I hadn't gotten it in about like 2 or 3 weeks, so something in my brain was just like, take a test. Like I said previously, I did take it with my boyfriend, so I waited for him to get home before I took it because I told him I was going to take one about a week before I actually did. As far as symptoms go, I literally didn't have any symptoms other than just missing my period, and I believe I was about 7 weeks along. I did get an ultrasound very, very, very early on, and it had to be an internal one because you couldn't see anything. If you know anything about an internal one, it's a little wand that they just, you get the gist. It was not comfortable. What do you feel were the most important necessities for a child? If I'm reading this question correctly, I'm definitely gonna go with the correct sleeping arrangements. I've heard way too many horrifying stories on babies who didn't have safe sleep. If you know anything about safe sleep for babies, you know what I mean. If you know nothing about safe sleep, it's really scary because babies, you're not supposed to give them blankets, you're not supposed to put anything in the crib with them. It's just, there's so many different factors. There's just way too many things that can go wrong. So I just feel like safe sleep and their sleeping arrangements are definitely very, very, very important. What has changed most since you've become a mother? Honestly, just being flat out, I don't have friends. Like, I literally have maybe 3 friends. And it's not even that we all ended on bad terms, it's just they went down this path and I went down this path. Which is very understandable. If you're 18, you want to go out, you want to party, you want to have the college experience, you want to do all of this. When I'm kind of stuck over here, not in a bad way at all, but I'm kind of stuck over here doing my own thing. I'm a mom now, I have a person I need to take care of. I need to do everything in my power to be able to provide for my daughter. So I think honestly, becoming a mother right now just forced me to grow up a lot quicker than I had planned to. What do you love most about motherhood? For me, motherhood just created this connection that I did not know was possible. It's such a beautiful thing knowing that you are the person for your child. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like they rely on you, they need you, like you and only you. It's just a very like heartwarming feeling, to say the least, I guess. How many kids would you want? Before I had my daughter, I wanted 3 kids. But now, honestly, I'm content where I am. I would definitely have more kids in the future. But if I didn't end up having any more kids, I'm very content with where I am in life right now. If you were to get pregnant again, what gender baby would you wish to have? Honestly, just because I see myself being a girl mom, I would kind of want another girl. But for my boyfriend's sake, because I know he would love to have a boy, I think I would want a boy as well. My indecision is definitely a girl though, because I want my daughter to have a built-in best friend. But honestly, twins, a girl and boy, would just be the best of both worlds. I would probably hate it though, having twins, not gonna lie, because having one is enough for me. Having 2 would just literally be chaos. What age would you want to get married? If I could, I would get married tomorrow, but I had always said growing up that I want to be married by 25. I think that's very, very reasonable considering I'm 18, so that gives me, what, 7 years? This one just says postpartum life. I'm just gonna assume you're asking what my postpartum life is like. It was very difficult at first adjusting to becoming a mom. One thing I will say is postpartum depression is a very, very real and serious thing. If you're struggling, please feel free to reach out to me. My DMs are always open, my comments are always on. I'm here to talk to you. I totally talked to all the wrong people about postpartum life, and I was told that I would bounce back literally just like that because I was young. That was not the case, let me tell you. In about 3 weeks, I will be a year postpartum, and I am nowhere near my pre-baby body. Not that that's a bad thing, I've learned to love my new body, but it can be hard, especially when you've struggled with eating in the past. Did your parents not want you to see your boyfriend after they found out you were pregnant? I don't remember this completely, but I want to say they didn't want me to see him. Obviously, when you find out your 17-year-old daughter is pregnant, it's a shock. I had plans to hang out with my boyfriend the day I told my parents, and I was told I wasn't allowed to go. I still went, but they weren't the biggest fan of it. How do you and your boyfriend keep your relationship going strong while having a baby? This could be a whole nother video in itself, but our relationship has been so up and down. We're doing really good right now, but there have definitely been fair share of ups and downs. For example, my entire pregnancy, I despised him. I wanted absolutely nothing to do with him. I was repulsed by him. Nothing that he did. I was just so upset, honestly, that he was 1,000 miles away from me and I was doing all this on my own. Keep in mind, he was still in school and there was really no reason for him to be home at this point. We did end up taking about a 1.5 month long break, which I think did us both really, really well. It allowed me the space that I needed to get over things that happened in the past and to grow as a person. It also allowed him to grow as a person, but overall we're doing really, really good right now. That's all the questions I was able to gather for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe for more videos. Comment down below and let me know some videos you guys want to see moving forward so I know what content to produce. Okay, I'll see you guys next time, and as always, I love you.